Welcome to footballgameplan.com, where football makes sense. I'm Tyler Merkovich, that's the Czar of the Playbook, Emery Hunt, bringing you CFL previews. And it's the Edmonton Eskimos' turn to talk about their big play wide receiver, your alma mater, formerly a Raging Cajun.
Fred Stamps, a.k.a. Stank. If Stamps comes in, was a leading receiver in the CFL last year, over 1,400 yards receiving. So he is a dynamite playmaker. They were lucky to get him. Toss him the football, he can take this. He has hands like glue. I remember back in college, he was a teammate of mine, caught everything you threw to him. So that is important. They have to find a wingman for him, though, because teams is going to roll coverage for Stamps and take him away. They made a big trade for a wide receiver, but they have to get every other wide receiver on that group, on that team, to step up and make plays to draw coverage away from Stamps, because if you give him one-on-one opportunities, he's going to rip that cornerback apart, whoever's covering him.
Another team with quarterback question marks. So talk about who could lead this team on offense.
Oh, no, there's no question about the quarterback. You look at Ricky Ray, solid quarterback, guy that's a tremendous talent for the Eskimos, who's been a consistent playmaker for them for the last 5 or 6 years. But Ricky Ray is a talented guy. You look at 24 touchdowns, tremendous leader, but they have a good backup, though. They have his heir apparent in place in Jared Zabransky. Guy is 6'2", 200 pounds. A lot of people remember him from the one play, the Statue of Liberty play in the Fiesta Bowl against Oklahoma. But he is a solid quarterback. He was a solid quarterback in Boise State. He's going to be a solid quarterback for the Eskimos because he can move around in the pocket.
What team's going to lead their running game? Talk about their running back.
Well, Achilles Whitlock is a guy that rushed for over 1,200 yards. And anytime you get their running game going, that's going to help out everything else on that team. Your play action pass is going to be great. Your passing game is going to be wild because teams have to respect the run. Remember, there's only 3 downs in Canadian football, and if you could run the football like these teams can, that's going to help out everything else, and that's going to be another aspect for defense to stop. So Whitlock has to have a repeat performance that he did last year.
And the offensive line, can they keep Ray clean?
Well, they have the best O-line in the business. Best O-line in the CFL. You look at left tackle Joe McGrath and right tackle, who was an all-star last year, and Calvin Armstrong. So you got those 2 bookends, left and right tackle respectively. They keep Ray upright. Ray has a lot of time to throw the football to Stamps and all those other targets. Even Whitlock can catch the ball in the backfield, but they have the best O-line in the league. One of the fewer times he's been sacked. He's ranked up there high with least amount of time sacked. So that's a key element at any time you play offensive football, because your O-line has to be able to protect up front.
Defensive side of the ball, what's their Achilles heel?
Well, defense have to get better at stopping the run. They have real problems stopping the run. That's why they drafted with their first-round pick defensive lineman Brian Bulk. He's a guy that's going to come in and help bolster that defensive line. They have to get better with that because they give up too many big plays, and that poses a problem for that defensive line and the rest of the defense. Because if you give up too many big plays, whether it be in the running game or the passing game, you have a lot of problems defensively.
They do have dependable linebackers, though.
Right, you look at Mark Rastelli with 15 tackles and Maurice Lloyd with 55 tackles and 4 sacks. Those guys make impact plays across the field. The problem is, in order to make those impact plays, that defensive line in front of them has to be able to protect and keep those guards off the second level. Because in the Canadian Football League, the D-line is at a disadvantage because you already play a yard off the ball. So that helps out the offensive line get a jump on you. But the D-line has to do their part to keep those guards off the linebackers.
And the secondary has been a problem. How can they coexist their scheme and their defensive backs and have them playing as a unit?
Well, they made a big signing this offseason. They signed a defensive back, Lenny Walls, to come in and help out that secondary. A lot of interceptions last season for Walls. And they also drafted in the 2nd round rookie Salim Bohart that should join the fray. You look at also they have Jason Gross, talented playmaker as well. So they have some talent back there, and they added pieces, like I said, with the 2nd round choice, and they picked up Lenny Walls in free agency. So that's going to help out that secondary a lot. They're going to make a lot of plays, because if they can get a tad better on defense, this is a team that could have been in the Grey Cup. Defense was their Achilles heel. They have to tighten up on defense. The offense is going to be there.
For more CFL coverage, visit footballgameplan.com/CFL or visit our YouTube page at youtube.com/footballgameplan.